Hello everyone, Karlak is just chilling here. I've recently released my first mod actually, which is a little campaign mod, and I'm looking forward to making some of these tutorial videos as well as I move along. And one thing I really wanted to show you guys was how to copy different levels from the base game, and also how to put clothing on characters based on Osiris scripts. So this video will go into that, and hopefully it won't be too long, but if you feel it's boring, then the script is placed in the YouTube video description. So yeah, please enjoy. If you remember my last video, we established through coercion, perhaps, that Dal over here was about ready to go on a date with me. Even though I'm currently Will, so I might have to change that. But yeah, let's do that today. So let's go through a few things we need to do before our date. And that is going to be finding a suitable locale, and also ensuring that the lady has everything she needs for a perfect date. So the first thing we are going to do is ensuring that we have a nice spot for our date. So let's do some recon. We want to make a new level where we take a spot from the game and just copy it. So how do we do that? You can see that you can make a basic level, an empty level, or you can copy something. So you can copy your own levels or base game levels. Sometimes this is a little tricky to understand, so I'll show you how to do it. We will call our new level the perfect date, and we will copy from, so these are our levels, right? I've made some different levels for testing in this project, but that's not what we want. We want to go into the levels in the base game up here. So this can be a little bit hard to find, but click Show Inherited Levels, and then you will actually find everything. Alright, so by searching a little, I have found the little tavern where you have dinner in Karlak's romance scene. So let's see what happens if we copy this. Select it. It is now the level to be copied into this new one, and we press Create. And then we wait. So don't mess around with the toolkit while it's doing this. Give it some time. Oh, hello. So you see something is happening. So let's just let it work. Yeah, okay, so it looks like it's done. Is it? Yeah, we can move around. Will is now standing here in the middle of nowhere. So what happens if we press play? Can we figure out what's going on here? Aha! So you see that the building is actually over here. So what you can do in the toolkit is press a place, like press the spot you want to go to, Control and T. And here we are. So now we have teleported to this place. Let's walk over to the restaurant. And what you can already see is that actually some parts are missing. Because this building exists in the lower city, right? But I guess that for Karlak's romance scene you didn't really need the walls under here. Or they're not copied correctly. But this'll do, as long as our darling doesn't look too closely at the surroundings. Aha! There is a bed and there is a couch. So there's a draft, a lyrical draft here. I've never seen this before. There's a poem. So let's make this place a little brighter, a little more cozy. For example, you can use some lights. For example, some base light sources. So we are in root templates and I searched for light sources. let's set up some new lights. I moved the door actually because it wasn't... Ah! Right, lag. Okay, so now the walls are here. So uh, my editor crashed, and loading back in, we can see that the walls that were missing have appeared. So sometimes things like this do happen. But yeah, good news. So the date will be even better. Yeah, the lock has been removed, and we have added some lights. So now I think we're going to get the lady in here. So you can refer to my other guides if you want to know how to put characters into the game. Here I will just put her in there quickly. There she is. And this is not an outfit for the perfect date now, is it? So let's find some nice dresses, for example. So let's find her a nice outfit. And what I want to do here is actually talk to her and let her put on a new outfit based on setting a flag. I think a lot of us can agree that the Wave Mother robe is a good alternative here. So I have gone into root templates and I have found this robe. I'm going to copy the name and GUID, and I will remove this other stuff. I'm just going to keep this handy. So this is the item root. So we can both give it to her or make her wear it directly. So let's make a little dialog. We'll do the cooking show trick and see if we can get her to wear it. Made a little dialog here. Dal will ask you invited me in. You can say, I have something for you. She will say, I hope it's not a rat. And you can say, have a look at this. Ethically sourced from mermaids, of course. And she will consider your offering. And this red one will be the end node. And then at this node, we will set a flag. It can be a global flag. We can call it Dal gets dress. It needs a description, so Dal is given a dress. All right. So something I have experienced is that sometimes it will take a bit of time for a new flag to register, so just give it a moment. Yeah, so here we are. So the flag is added. Very nice. So let's make a nice timeline. So as I have mentioned before, I'm using some timeline templates from the base game. So look to my other vids to see how to get those, but this is from Dark Urge scene, so it will generate a number of different cameras. So I'm just going to mess with this timeline for a little while and then we go for the script. So maybe you want to see how I work with the timeline. So I'm opening up all of these tabs. In this case, looks like only one camera was generated. So let's assign the dialog to Dal. I always have this little preview window showing up everywhere. So let's go into the sidebar and just assign this dialog to her. I called it level 7, perfect date, dress chat. So I've done a few edits to the timeline with emotions and stuff, but I thought I'd just show you because I don't quite like the camera is very close to her face. We could have used a different template and just randomly generated some different cameras, but I thought I'd show you like how to move the camera. So we will then go into this one camera and press the track. We can add a transform to it. And so this will allow us to move the camera actually. And another easy way to do it is to use this field of view function. So as you can see, you can change how far the camera is away from the character it's looking at. I don't know, do we want it that far away? Maybe not, maybe Yeah, like this maybe. And then when we get here to the last sentence she's speaking, her last line, then we can perhaps move a little bit closer. Maybe we'll even go from here, this one. If you right-click it, you can see it's 35. And then maybe the next one will be 30. And we can see how that plays out. Yeah, I have something for you. So you see, the camera focused on Dal is kind of zooming in now. You can make this a lot more sophisticated, of course, but let's not worry about that. Let's give her a dress. So we know which dress we are going to give her, but there is one very important thing we have to do. We have to check that we will actually see the changes we make to her visual resource, like does the armor and stuff show up? So someone on the Discord actually taught me this today, so I'm sharing it with you. So when you, let's explain what I'm doing, okay? The character visual resource can be accessed from the sidebar of the NPC in question. So in the sidebar you have a lot of options, but you can go to character visual resource, which is pretty much at the top of the sidebar, and then click these little dots over here. This is Dal. You can edit whatever you want. You can change her eyes, you can change her clothing, you can change her hair. But what we are doing today is showing equipment visuals, so it will be visible if we change her armor, for example, or her clothing. And I think actually we could also let her hair down. So why don't we do that? So this is her current hair. As you can see, it's in a knot, so I would assume that Dal has quite long hair. And if we are going on a date, maybe she wants to let it loose. So, interesting thing about this editor is that the hair will actually stack. So now she actually has both hair types. So let's see if you can see that. Yeah. Let's talk to her again. That is looking great, Dal. So let's make a script for the dress. We will be going into the story editor. We will make a new script. We can call it level 7 because that's the name of the project. Dal gets dressed. So what we want to do is the following. We want to say if a flag is set. Yes, flag with an L. Flag is set. And what did we call that flag? Dal something, yeah? Not Dal 8rat, Dal gets dress. Okay, that's the flag. And then we actually don't have to put anything else. But you can, as you see up here, add a speaker and a dialog instance, but you don't actually need it. So if that flag is set, then we will add the dress to her inventory. So you can use TemplateAddTo. And we can, so you remember it was actually the umbrella robe, this one. I just copied it from Notepad. And control space to find the item root. So it will add this little string here. And then what do we need? Well, we need to know who the inventory holder is. That would be Dal. So if we just write Deliria, do you think she'll show up? Maybe not. Maybe, yeah, so there she is. So she's a temporary NPC, Deliria, shortlist test. So I know that this is the right one. So that's the inventory holder. And then you can just say she'll get one of these dresses, and you can just put the 0 here. So this little script will add the dress into her inventory if the flag is set. And then we also want her to equip it. So if TemplateAddedTo her inventory. So the thing is, this one is a little bit confusing. You want to put the item, and then you want to put a name for this item, for example, dress. That would be the object. You are defining some sort of object. And then you want to put the character. So let's say NPC. So it's easy to understand. So let's start with the item, okay? You just want the same item root as up here. I will just, to make sure that it's right, I just like using the control space, because then the toolkit will actually pick out what's supposed to be there instead of you copying something and forgetting some numbers and stuff. And we will call the object dress, and the NPC is still Deliria, right? So Deliria shirtless. I like just I like just adding a space to make things a bit more. I like adding a space, a line break, just to make things a bit more clear. And then you see you can also put add type. You don't need to do that. You can just put the underline. So if this dress is added to Deliria's inventory, then she will equip it. So that would be first Deliria, and then the item, which is the robe. And that should be about it. So I can already see that we might have some issues with this script, but let's see if it works. So we're trying to build it, right? I'm thinking we might get an error message. It failed, right? So why? Why is that? I know from previously that if you have a look at equip, right? This item that we have called a robe should have item in front of it. I'm thinking that Deliria should probably also have character in front of her, well, in front of the text, but let's see if the story editor accepts this script. Nope. Oh yeah, because we called it a robe, right? It's a dress. I've been using something from a previous script I made. Trying again. So this is a success. So let's see if it actually works then. So I'm just doing the generate definitions, build and reload. And we have already spoken to Dal, so we're going to actually reload the level as well. Reloading level and story, so let's try. We are back. Deliria is sitting on the floor. Let's try to talk to her. And she is not wearing the dress. So what did we do wrong? So after dealing with a little crash, things are now getting weird. Astarion is going to take his sister on a date. So let's see if we can get her to wear that dress. All right, guys. Good morning. So we had a problem. We could not get Dal to wear a dress. Actually, I gave up. It's very depressing, you know, trying to prepare for this date, and it's not happening. But we are trying again. We have found a solution. So as you can see, I have 2 dolls here. I have 1 doll in my party, and I've been messing around quite a bit. Everyone has worn the dress. Astarion has worn the dress. Kallak has worn the dress. Dal is not wearing the dress. So let's try to clear this up. So 1 second. So let's get Dal out of our party. This is the Dal we're going to use. Let's go into the sidebar. So how to get her out of the party. Some of you might be interested to know that you could get her into the party, but that's for a different vid. But you can just uncheck player. We are actually going to remove this Dal because she is just for testing. We just, well, let's not think about where we put her. I've just put her outside, and then let's look at this one. So, Deliria. Some of the NPCs in this game are actually missing some important settings. So what we have to do for this to work is actually go into the root templates and find DAL. So the DAL we are using here, so I made a copy of the root template and put it in my mod. This is important to have the character actually show up in your mod, and I do have more videos on that. But let's find the correct DAL. So who is this? Shirtless, right? So into root templates, it's the shirtless test. And then when you've selected the correct character in root templates, you need to go to the sidebar. And you have to check a few settings. So importantly for DAL, if you write equipment, so you see that no equipment class is set for her. So let's make sure that she's an elf female. Yeah. And let's see if that works. That might actually be enough for the dress visuals to show up now. Yeah, so there we go. So there we go. We have put a beautiful dress on Deluria. It seems like we might be getting ready for that date. And I hope this was useful to you guys. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out why she wouldn't wear the dress. And yeah, so that's something you can play around with if you have trouble putting clothing on characters. So until next time, bye. Oh, and thanks so much to M on the Discord for helping me out with this lifesaver. This will be very helpful for my projects as well.